Hello cellists, this is your previews video for March in G by J.S. Bach from Suzuki Book 2. Now, the third to last line, starting at measure 22, starts up bow. This is tricky for students who often want to start down bow, especially after a rest. In fact, every other time that you play that same thing that precedes this, we start down bow after a lift. So make sure that you start up bow there. And then there's two questions that I want you to answer every time you have a shift. What finger do I slide on and what bow do I slide on? So here's our shift. In this case, I suggest you slide on first finger and up bow. So your first finger is going to travel from your first tape to your third tape to the F sharp tape. And then your fourth finger lands when your bow goes down bow. So it looks like this in slow motion. Now you can probably just jump, but unless you're teleporting, right, unless you've invented that technology, I highly suggest you get used to traveling on the fingerboard. It's so much more reliable when you're trying to get your shifts. And this is a small shift, but it's a good practice to get into. So we're going to slide first finger to third finger tape. And here we're going to try to get first and fourth finger down at the same time to make our slur that much smoother. Instead of doing this, which we hear all the time, try to smooth it out. And notice I didn't even pick up my fourth finger. So that's it. Let's try that third to last line together. And how did you do? You might need to watch that part back a few times until you get the hang of it. Make sure you start up bow, travel on first finger, keep fourth finger down to smooth out the slur. That's a tricky line. The next thing I want to work on is just the very next line down. And that's because I want you to practice phrasing off. March in G has so many of these decrescendos on beats 1 and 2. And what I like to do is to lean back a little bit every time we get one of those to help remind us to lift our bow and not do this. We want to be elegant in this Bach. So I want you to practice that lean every time you see a down bow. The fingering's not hard there, but it's getting the body language. The body language will help you to get the sound that we want. And phrasing off is incredibly important in Baroque music. Well, those are your two previews for March in G. Happy practicing, cellists.